T-pose, and S-pose. Oh, I hope I didn't tell you that too soon. We have planned 2 demonstrations for you today. One is we're going to use these magnetic suits. These magnetic suits are almost about 8 years old now, and the technology from 8 years ago is not what it is today. And that's part of the reasons we want to do this demonstration today, is show you these old suits and how they work and stuff. And then we're going to show you a brand new system that doesn't use anything. It just uses a webcam and also an online interface. And the difference in quality is night and day from the last 8 years. So we're going to demonstrate both of these systems for you, and that's today's lesson. So, all right. So Anel has graciously decided to be our lovely subject today for motion capture. So let's go ahead and get you into the suit. So, all right. So we'll put a chair over there. Here's the suit over here, and then here's the suit team, and there's the stuff, all right? And I will leave them to it. So, these suits are magnetic, and they use the Earth's magnetic field to actually figure out where they are. And because of that, there are pros and cons to this whole thing, right? So one thing, if there's any like big pieces of metal, like metal piping or anything in the room, that will definitely have an adverse effect on the magnetics. And then there's something that we'll try to demonstrate for you, and I'm not sure what really causes this. I'm blaming it on the Earth's rotation, but with these suits, if you jump in the air, your body, and you lose contact with the Earth's magnetic field, and all of a sudden, when you're in the air, your body flies back several feet. In the motion capture body, not your body. Although it would be really cool if your body did too, because we could jump up and fly back and kind of like that. Kind of like, but anyways, so how's it going over here? Okay, good. So there are sensors on all the different parts of the body, and then they relay a signal to this another sensor that is on the waist. That's not there yet, but it will be in a minute. And then that all gets fed to a cable to the computer, and we capture the motion. And there's extensive calibration processes that go along. So we'll be filming that a lot. So. You're a dresser. I was on Predator 2. I ended up being Kevin Peter Hall's dresser, and I didn't have kids at that time. I didn't know how to dress other people, and he pointed that out when I was dressing them. Like, you don't have kids, do you, Craig? I'm like, no, not yet.
See, we could do this like what they do in the NFL or MLB, where we wake up like the players and they just have to like go around like playing the game and they hear everything they're saying. Wait, NFL.
There.
Wow.
Okay. One quick intervention. These ones go on the outside of the legs. Yeah. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. Yeah, that will go to our little unit there. Yeah. Great. Awesome, awesome.
Oh.
Cool. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Baby.
Looking good. Anel, what do you have planned to do?
I don't know. Someone can suggest different.
Maybe do, because you're like in this suit, maybe do some like Laura Croft moves. And you're like, like guns on the corner, like stuff like that. Or we could do all of the Charlie's Angels poses from their poster. Sorry, that's for the older group. Okay, so put the ankle sensors go in the very front, okay? And the leg sensors go on the side just like that. Good enough. Okay, let's get those straightened up, and then yes. Awesome. Looking good. And put them at the same level. Yeah, good. Oh, looks like this one is gonna fall right off, Anel.
What?
The waist sensor is gonna pop right off here in a second. Okay, let's get it on the inner one here. And that will help. Okay, cool. Alrighty. And I will take this over here. We'll say, the dance of the cables. Okay. All right. Okay, so we'll plug this in. Hopefully it'll make a beeping noise. Yay, beeping noise. It's always a good sign. All right, cool. So I'm going to run this. So this particular suit is called an axis neuron suit. And we will connect it up, and then we'll do some calibrations, and hopefully we'll go from there. All right. Looking green. That's so far so good. Everything seems to be popping into place. Yeah. Oh, don't worry. We'll calibrate it. Yeah, we haven't calibrated yet, so. So you can see you can see that her feet are backwards and everything is kind of discombobulated. And that's because we need to calibrate the suit. You look like you're not a sober motion capture this morning. Okay, so let's do the calibration process because we love it so much. And so here we go. We're not going to do the steady pose. All right, so here we go with calibration. A pose. T-pose, and the S-pose. And depending on who you are, that's either the Superman pose or the squat pose. What? And you're good. All right, let's see. Give me a T-pose. That's a T-pose? Oh my God. that is not a T-pose on the computer. And welcome to magnetic suit capture. And now you see the cons part. All right, let's try a calibration one more time. Okay, here we go. Ready? Calibration again. Okay, hold really, really still. Okay, absolutely still, and we're gonna do a steady pose first. Okay, so the non-moving pose, and so I'll have you hold your breath. Hold your breath. Okay, A pose. T pose. And the S pose. And cross your fingers. Let's see what it looks like. Can you do a T pose for me, Anel? I mean, yeah, like, wow. This is not plain. Okay, let's.
I think it's too loose. Maybe
Is it too loose? Yeah. Okay. Let's double check. All right. So I'm going to stop the interface here for a second, and we will take a look. Let's tighten those things up, and let's also take a quick look at the arms and make sure that they are. That's a right arm. Okay. Good. That's a good thing. Okay.
yes. It should be here.
Yeah, do me a T-pose. Okay, yeah, the T-pose, it should be straight up like that, which I think Diane had it like that a second ago, and then we readjust it now. All right, cool. Those are straight up. That's good. And let's put this one a little more farther on the side.
Like here?
Yeah, like right on the seam. There we go. And that one's good. This one can be a little bit farther forward. And
Is the left one good? Because that's the one that's freaking out.
oops. Wait till you see the new stuff. No wires, no bundles of cables.
It worked fine with Justin. Like,
Yeah, it was funny because
Wednesday.
when we were doing it on Wednesday in a room that was notorious for like iron pipes and stuff, it was working really well that day, and we don't know why. So, all right. All right, looking good. All right, let's see if it works. All right, so we will hit connect.
This you just already adjusted to all of the finite magnetic fields now again. So now when there's no magnetic fields, it's like, so what am I supposed to do?
Oh, it's already looking a little better, I think. All right, cool. All right, so one more time for calibration because, you know, we loved it. Okay, A pose. T pose. And the S pose. Okay, let's see what we have here. Give me another T pose. Wow. That is crazy. So, all right, so let's do one last, okay, let's turn off this, we'll turn off the suit and let's swap out, okay, we'll do this. Okay, so let's,
Suit and connect to new one.
yeah, let's disconnect just the sensors. We'll leave the gloves and suit on, but we'll replace the sensors. So we'll pop the sensors out of the left arm only. The right arm seems to be okay at this moment. And I will grab us some. Okay, here we go. All right, try this one. Here's an upper arm. Here's a sensor.
Or left?
Yeah, just pop it. It can go in any of them. And let me find another one. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. So, okay, so we want that one there.
Do we
And
need to remove the shoulder one?
no, let's replug that one into the arm here. Did you replace this one?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's try that one first and see how it works. Okay, thank you. So, oh, and we'll do one more show and tell. These are what the sensors are. We can do, this is the actual sensor itself. And inside there, it's a little fake, not fake, it's an electronic version of like a gimbal type thing. It's like a little electronic gimbal in there. And it would take too long to explain it and it'd get really boring. So, but that's the active ingredient in these. So, okay. and we just replaced one. These do get out of calibration, and we have to calibrate them in a different way. So we replaced one, and hopefully that's what the issue is with our suit. We will find out. Okay, we're connecting back up. Okay, nervous laugh. All right, here we go for the A pose. All right, A pose. T pose. S pose. Okay, now let's go back into your T pose and see what. Okay, okay. Let's replace the wrist sensor. Okay, so we
There's some pipe going on for sure. Maybe it's not in the floor.
Maybe it's like you said, maybe there is piping.
Oh, I'm sure there is, but we'll do this little exercise just for giggles. Is that the old one? Okay, cool. Wow, you're quick. All right, there you go. Ready?
Yeah. What about this one?
We'll just work our way down and see if that. We'll see if that's the culprit. I don't know that it is, but we'll find out.
It should turn red now.
What?
It should turn red on wrist.
Oh, is it not blinking?
And now it's.
Let's do this and see if it turns on, and we'll see if it's connecting up there. Okay, so the left. Let's take the left wrist one out again and replug it back in. Yeah. And that might be a bad sensor, so I'm going to go look for, just in case, we need another replacement. Okay, try that one. Seems okay? All right. We might move out to the middle of the room in a moment. Yeah, we'll try this.
If there's any piping going on, maybe it's,
Sounded good. Okay, we're connected back up there. Connecting, and see if that worked better. Okay, so let's disconnect it from the upper arm. Yeah, okay, let's do this. Let's take this one, and maybe this one is not getting a good connection anymore. Okay, and that one should be okay. All right, let's try that, because it's not connecting there, so that was definitely. Let's see what happens. Wow. We have no left wrist. Okay, let's do one more thing. We'll take this one off and we'll put it back on. See if that creates a connection. Okay, those are solid again. So let's see if that works.
Unplug it and just plug it back in and start working after all.
Yeah. And do we have arms? Okay, yeah, yay. Okay, it is back doing its little thing. Okay, cool. All right, and one more calibration. Told you you're going to get a lot of footage of calibrations. So, all right, here we go. Calibration. Ready for the A pose. A pose. T pose. And S pose. Okay, good enough. And do a T pose for me. Well, it's not 100%, but it's a lot better than it was. Okay, so let's move on from here. We'll just say that this is looking really good. Although, you know, let's do one more little experiment with the calibration. Let's have you walk as far as you can into the middle of the room, And a little bit, yeah, right there. And let's do one more calibration to see if there might have been some piping in this area. Ready? Okay. Is that pulling on you? Okay, there you go. All right, we'll connect back up again. All right, it's not connecting. So, all right, so I may have disconnected it. I had these are mini USB cables that I connect to, and I had a 150-foot one. And then the Frankfurt airport decided that was not safe to travel with those, so they took it. So, well, yeah, because those are very expensive cables back in those days. So, all right, let's see if that connects up. So, watch, it won't connect up, and I'll have to reinstall the software. That would be not a good thing. Oh, well, this is not happy. Okay. All righty. Can you try moving around for me? What the All right, let's try calibration one more time out there. All right, A pose. T pose. And S pose. All right, let's see what we have. That looks much, much better. Yeah. Yeah, so obviously there's some metal in the floor here. So all right, okay, well, we're good. All right, so to explain a little more about what we're seeing here, you notice that there's a big red ball in her stomach, and that is her center of gravity up there. And then you'll notice also that there's 2 red balls on her feet, but whenever one of her feet leaves the floor, that ball disappears. Those little red balls mean that she is making contact with the Earth's magnetic field through her feet. So whenever those 2 balls are there, we are making contact with the Earth's magnetic field, and when they're not, they disappear. So let's do a capture, and then we'll show you some of the stuff that happens during the capture. All right? So I'm going to set up here. Now, 1. Okay, into a T pose. T pose. And go ahead and do your thing, Anel. Okay. And back to a T pose. And okay. Let's see how well it looked. Go back into a T pose for me and see how. Yeah. Okay, so don't walk over here. Stay in your own little area. Okay, so there it is, but I'm going to load it in. Go ahead and relax for a moment, Anel, and we will show the playback here, all right? Hopefully. There it is. And so there's our playback. And one of the things that we are paying attention to really big time here is these 2 tracks, these 2 little black tracks here. And what these are is when you see the little gray spots, this is when their foot has lost contact with the Earth's magnetic field. And it's not bad, but when we see the little tiny slivery ones like that one there, or this one here, or that one down there, where we know it's lost contact with the Earth's magnetic field for just a moment, those are the ones that we want to make sure that we have good capture data on, and if it's good, or if it's good enough that it can be fixed in post, which is that dreaded word that we all don't like using. But in this case, it's not really dreaded in post. Almost all motion capture has to be filtered and edited and arranged, because there's hardly ever such a thing as like a perfect motion capture. Usually you'll end up with a little bit of noise, especially in these inside these magnetic suits. You'll see the noise at the extremities, like at the head and at the hands and at the feet, and you'll see a little popping noise and stuff like that. And that's where it'll look like your character kind of like has the delirium tremors a little bit. They'll be going along and they go boop, and then you have to go in and fix that. And that's very, very normal. The nice thing is that as motion capture technology increases and gets better, there is less and less for us to correct. This suit, on one hand, gives us quite a bit of stuff that we will have to correct. The next demonstration actually is a much cleaner version, and it's interesting how it represents, about 10 years difference in technology. That's what's going on. All right, so I'll hit play. We'll see how she's doing. We'll loop that. Well, it really got bad, didn't it? Wow. Okay, so wow, let's see if we can get one more. It's what's that?
It got the last pose.
Yeah?
Maybe we should try one.
Let's try. All right, let's do, okay, we'll stop and we'll hook it up again. We'll do one more calibration because we love calibrating. All right, cool. Wow, it actually looks pretty good like right there, which is funny. Okay, yeah. So don't come any closer. Stay right there. Okay, and here we're going to go with the calibration process one more time. Here we go. A pose. T pose. And S pose. Oh, I hope I didn't tell you that too soon. All right, go back to a T pose and see what you look. Not too bad. I think.
Facing this way, it's good. When you start turning around and facing that area, it feels like.
Maybe I should do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So don't turn around.
Look over this way. Here, look at the giant wheel.
Yeah. One of the interesting thing is that when you put people in motion capture suits, the first thing they do is they like to watch themselves, and so what a typical we don't want them to look at the screen because this is what they'll do. They'll do the screen. They're like this the whole time. And then, of course, that gets motion captured of them looking like they're looking at a screen, which is not what we were looking for. Okay, so typically we don't let the performers see their performance as we're capturing it because of that fact alone. Okay, so let's do another recording. Looking good. Very, very nice. Maybe. Okay, into the T-pose and now? T-pose. And action. Excellent. Okay, that actually might have been a decent capture. Let's take a look. Come on, stop that. All righty. And the first thing I'm not seeing a lot of little tiny like slivers on the feet, which is good. That's always a good sign. That's okay.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
This is working. Yeah, this is a keeper. Nice. Okay, we got a decent one. So from here, I'm gonna loop this, and then from here, what we would normally do after this is working well, we would take this into another program called Motion Builder. So I'm gonna leave this running like that, and I'm gonna go open up Motion Builder just for a second to show you. It's kind of like the pipeline of how we do these things. So, and Anel, I think you can relax for a bit. So I think we got it. I think we got the decent capture. This is the boring part, watching the software load. Do. All right. All right, so this is Autodesk Motion Builder. And this is pretty much, oh, it says it's connected? Okay, good. All right, cool. So let me go get this up and running. I'll drag this into there. Okay, cool. Online, live, recording. What happened? There we go. Now we have a stick figure. And then we will bring in this one. Merge, no animation. There we go. There we go. All right, there we are with the character on it. It looks like right now her waist is completely twisted like 360 degrees or something, but that's okay. But this is the software that we would edit the motion and make all of our corrections and fixes and stuff. And so that way we can see it with the character on it, so which allows us to see, like, for instance, like if a lot of the times with like the magnetic suits, the hands will penetrate through the waist or through the hips, and then that has to be fixed and stuff like that, along with all the other terrible stuff that happened on this one. Okay, let's wrap this one up and then let's gear up for the next demonstration, okay? Awesome, awesome. Thank you. We got a decent capture off of that. That last one worked really well, until we put it in Motion Builder and saw that your body was flipped around 180 degrees. That was interesting. So,
I think it was because of the pipes here.
there is a pipe.
But
Yeah.
you still can fix it. So.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's actually a much easier fix than you realize, because because it happens throughout the thing.
It's not the worst.
Yeah.
The rotation.
Yeah, it's nice that we can, because that's the type of fix, like with the body, you can just rotate the body, one correction, and it'll probably be fixed for the whole capture. So, how's it going, gang?
Apparently, almost did not work.
Okay.
Let's see Justin's password.
Please don't.
What?
Looking here.
What was that?
But anyway, it's showing there. So.
J. Robinson 3, student.
Okay, let's all memorize it.
Okay.
Great is protecting his sound.
Oh, yeah.
Who's gonna be the actor or actress?
You.
What? I'm doing this.
He's the operator.
No, you can do it.
I can do it too.
You want to do it, Diane?
Yeah.
Yay, okay.
I can also do the dance.
All right. Okay, let's set up a volume for you. So when
So,
I don't know.
we'll do baseball chord or just default?
oh, your choice, whatever sounds interesting.
I'm leaving it all up to the group right now. Which one would you like to be in?
Let's.
Would you like to be in just?
Maybe canvas 001.
Oh,
Like
this one?
it's a stage. It looks like stage.
Oh, that one has like the falcon and everything in it.
Yeah.
This one, Star Wars. Star Wars.
Are we? Are you allowed to do that?
Oh, skateboard. She's dancing.
Yeah, why not? Oh, no, celebrate.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Alright, so 3, 2, 1. Thanks. I already have.
All right. Okay, so while they're loading, so the first half we did the magnetic suits, and they're old technology, and they require a lot of cleanup in post. And now we're going to demonstrate this new system, which is wireless, and it requires very little cleanup, and it all happens inside the computer on the internet, which is kind of interesting. The first part we did the magnetic suits, and the reason we did that is because it is old technology and it requires a lot more cleanup than this new technology does. And I did that on purpose. I deliberately have them use this old technology so it requires a lot of cleanup and everything. That way, if they go to the new systems and they were just to solely use those, they may not ever encounter a point in time where they have to clean up something that's like a horrendously bad movement. So doing it this way forces them into using the motion builder software and cleaning up really bad motion capture and giving them like the worst case scenario. And so that's why we do it. I did it on purpose so that they have more work. But the nice thing is, like, if they go out in the field and they get a bad capture, they will absolutely know how to fix this now because we put them through the fire here. So that's kind of it. How's it going over there? Again, so this is the new system. It is called Radical, and it is all online. And it's an online motion capture that only requires the use of one webcam, which is pretty cool. In the old days, we would require upwards of 40 to 50 infrared cameras to run a motion capture field, and nowadays we can do it just with a single webcam, and it's markerless too, so we don't have to put any tracking dots on anybody or anything like that. It all happens automatically, and it's pretty robust stuff, hopefully. We say that. But in addition to being like an online motion capture program that processes it for you, it's also a pre-visualization software. So after you're done with your captures, you can load them into this software. You can load props and cars and buildings and whatever, your scenery and your environment, and then you can animate your camera and you can do previs moves. That's common in pre-visualization for movies. And you guys are familiar with pre-visualization? I'm sure you're probably, because you guys do a lot of this.
Unreal Engine.
Yeah, a lot of that. And that's where it has gone now, yeah. So are we good? Are we ready to?
We're good.
We ready to do some capture? All right.
All right.
Okay.
So rolling in 3.
Again, this one you need to start out in a T-pose with this one as well, because this is how it calibrates its internal software stuff.
So 3, 2, 1. Rolling.
Alright. Above my head. T-pose.
Okay. And so now it's going to upload it onto their servers, and it's going to process it for a minute or two, hopefully, and then it'll send it back to us. So.
Take a look. Maybe
Yeah.
split this.
Oh, yeah.
It will make up for that.
Good idea. Good call. This is the part about my students I love. They see something and they go, hey, let's see if they can fix that. Let's see if they can figure that out. And we're lucky this is a really good group of people. So we got a really good students in this class. So, all right.
It did not record. What the heck?
Did it not record?
No.
Okay. Well, let's record again.
I want to put it my hands again over the head. I want to see how it
Rolling in 3, 2, 1.
Alright, T-pose. Let's see if it's recording.
3, 2, 1. Upload.
Okay.
Oh,
There we go.
Alright, so we have our file uploading now.
yeah.
We're going to wait for it to upload. In the meantime, while doing that, I am going to grab myself a character. So, Diana, which one of these?
Don't give me this huge head. No.
You don't want the huge head?
No, I won't give you a huge head. I was going to say between these.
I mean, can I be a lady?
No.
Come on. Okay, use Robot. Okay,
Oh,
use
I just,
Robot. You
I
can
just
use
uploaded the lady.
You can use Robot.
All right, so he just loaded a character into the scene, and now we're waiting for the motion capture to process, and then he will apply it to this character.
It's dark because I can flip the lighting around. So while we do that, that's actually something I love about this. Ooh.
Nice.
All right, now let's go back to here.
Is it me? No, it's me.
Taking a minute to upload.
Yeah, it'll take a moment. That is like, well, that's the drawback of this system. It is not a real-time system, but it does serve its purposes. Obviously, there are going to be many cases where something like this may not work because you're going to need a real-time update, like if you're doing virtual production with the Unreal Engine and stuff like that. But for a lot of for previs stuff, and like I would say the bulk of a lot of work, this is actually a pretty good tool for doing that stuff. So, providing that it uploads.
Okay, so I just got the email that it should be uploading momentarily.
All right.
So, part of me wants to refresh, but at the same time, yeah, we'll just flip between here. Let's go back there. No? Okay. Oh, that's the other cool thing. You can put things in your scene to mess around with it. So, like, it comes with a bunch of assets already inside of the scene. So, if you want a fish on the ground, I don't know why you'd want a fish on the ground, but
Definitely.
you can have a fish on the ground.
Maybe it's like something in relation to Aquaman or something.
Maybe.
His fish fans.
Or this sign, oh, I was facing the other way. It's saying like, please, caution, this is a very, very cautious scene right now.
There are so many fish on the ground. Of course, it's caution. There should be.
Alright, so go back over here.
Still waiting.
Yep, still waiting. That is okay. Live clips, all clips. Come on. Oh wait, yeah, I could just whoop. See, and then you can actually go and rotate the stuff. Yeah. The fish has knocked over the sign.
The fish hates this sign.
'Cause it's
And all of it can be animated and put keyframes on as well.
Mhm. Yeah, so I want to do this with the fish now. Oh, I'm still stuck on the sign. Okay. Fish. Yes. The fish shall now face her.
Huh.
It's an audience. For the dance.
It's a what?
Audience.
Come on. If anything, I will throw one of the older ones on there.
To me, it's amazing how far performance capture has gone. In fact, it's in the beginning we called it motion capture, and then like somewhere in the 90s we got really fancy and we started calling it performance capture. And back in those days, like the first system I used was 6 cameras. There's only 6 cameras, and it took about 20 minutes just for the cameras to warm up. Because if you didn't let them warm up, then they wouldn't calibrate correctly. And then the calibration process, you'd bring out this thing that looked like a miniature high tension power line, like this little skeleton with all these little Scotch-Lite or Scotch-Brite balls on it, and then you would calibrate the camera, and it was about a 30-minute process. And then if you were to do about 40 seconds of motion capture, it would take the computer about an hour and a half on the back end to process it and figure it all out. And even then, it would there would be a lot of dropouts where like a marker like on the wrist, if it got behind a body or something, it would drop out, and then you wouldn't see it for a while, and you have to do extensive motion editing to bring all this back together. So that was kind of the way of the land, and then more companies started developing it. It was really driven by the sports industry, mostly by the golf industry, because a fellow he felt that if he could do motion capture of a great golfer like Arnold Palmer, that he could learn from the moves. And so that's what they did. And it actually worked. They were actually able to analyze people's golf swings and become better golfers at this. And so that's kind of how this whole stuff kind of came about in the modern day and age. And then it went into the medical stuff. And then, of course, then we got it into the entertainment stuff. And from here, it's gone to, it went to magnetic systems, like the one that we're using today. And there are newer magnetic systems in this one that work way better than this, which is great. But then on the other hand, on the optical side, it went to like these big, huge stages, like at DreamWorks Feature Animation. They had a stage that was about the size of a basketball court, and it was about somewhere like between 40 and 50 infrared cameras all over the stage, and 2 actors could act real time in this stage wearing optical suits. So we'd wear these suits with the little Scotch-Brite balls on them. And you may have seen picture of those in the history books now or something like that, but that is where it was. And then all of a sudden it started becoming software dependent, and now we have stuff that's like off the shelf. We have systems that are markerless. Most of the stuff that's used in the movies, they paint little dots on your face and they track it that way. Now there's really not a need to do that, although that is still going to be a more accurate way of tracking motion. So how's it going over there?
We are working with resetting it because there was no timeline.
Oh, okay.
And you need to upload the video on the timeline.
On the
It's one
timeline.
of those of like, where is the timeline then? Why is
Okay.
the timeline not here?
All right. So new software and technical difficulties. We've been using this software for about 2 weeks now. So it's pretty much brand new to them, and it's really good. All right, here we go.
Diana down here. Oh wait, we need a character in the scene first. So I will grab Diana's character that she selected in the past. In a second. The software is still loading in right now. Okay.
There you go.
And we'll drag you into place here. Press F to focus on you. We'll click on you. We'll go over here to the recorded footage. We'll drag it down here. And oh, great. Now it doesn't want to work. Okay.
Oh, it's on video.
There we go. There we go. All right, and then we just play.
Ta-da.
Well, now I'm curious about
Yeah. So you can see automatically, even though it's not real time, even though this isn't real time, you can see the quality of the capture is pretty good. Yeah, yeah. Let's.
You can see it got some of her facial expressions.
Yeah, and did you notice it was tracking her face as well? So.
I think because
Awesome.
of my sleeves, maybe it didn't get the wrist right, maybe. But it got the overall movement. It's
Yeah, it
good.
got your
like
smile
you
there,
can
too.
easily fix like.
Okay. Well, that kind of puts it together. We can do another one and see if that goes. But that's kind of what we wanted to show you guys today.
How that may be in the nerd. What I could do is so we have Diana dancing there, and then characters. I'm going to make myself Crazy Robot first.
Yay!
And then we have Robot. We wait for Robot.
Come on, robot.
He's coming. Wait. Give him a second.
There he is.
Robot. So we have Robot. Robot is looking at Diana doing the dance. We're going to put Craig as
Oh no.
And what's cool is you just drag it down to the character. Can I? No. Fei! Yeah. There There we go. And now, if we play both of them together.
Woohoo! Can you make screen bigger?
Oh, I was pretending to be a flight person on a flight line doing planes landing.
But it kind of looks almost like you're cheering.
Yeah, it does.
I thought it would come full screen. Yeah. It was a window, like a video.
So can you move them so that they're like facing each other?
Yeah, let me mess around with that.
Yeah.
So, let me go.
So make them look like they're let's pretend that they have to interact.
Let me go back up to here. Oh, let me back away for a second.
Oh gosh, maybe this might have been a bad idea.
Oh my god. Alright. So it's a dance button.
And there we go.
It's a dance button.
Yeah, you saw it here first.
Now, what I'm curious about with yours, Craig, is we got Diana's to show off like that it got her facial expression.
Oh yeah, I wonder, like,
But
can it
since
read
you're
a
wearing
beard? And
Glasses on yours.
I don't
also, I was probably like Mr. Stoic face too. I probably was like,
yes.
Right, zoom in there. Let's see here. Let's just replay for a second. Oh, would you look at that?
You're smiling. And you're
You
blinking.
got your little blinking and smiling as well.
You're a little bit.
I just look plain creepy.
It looks like a Tesla robot.
They are not even that alive.
No, this is
Oh,
this is like iRobot level.
There is a modeler. There's a modeler named Dan Platt, and they used this.
Look
Look at that! It got your walk so well. Like, did you see like how you walk? Like, it was very in your character. Like, wow. I like after
Let's
two
see.
pose because like you started walking towards the camera and it's like
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh, that is me.
yeah.
Mr. Cowboy. Okay, well that's kind of what we had to show you guys today.
Its limit is 3 characters right now. When you start putting 3 in there, it can do it. It just takes a little bit. As soon as you start going over 3, the software starts going, why? Why are you putting so many characters
So,
in here?
But I think that's something that he'll probably overcome that in the
Yeah,
future
incredible.
because this is literally just it's brand new software, and we're very excited to be working with the company that made it, and this software in a very short time is already taking over the industry. There's all kinds of places using it, and all the other schools are using it as well, which is great. So awesome.
Is it a gaming company?
No, it's just this guy who had an idea. So his name is Gavin. And he's cool. Yeah.
Clear how this specific software technology is how's it being used in the industry today?
I mentioned previs, but I don't know if I drove that home well enough. Did I say that enough? Or let's talk about that. Yeah. So the really cool thing about this software is it's more than just motion capture software. Just on its own as motion capture software, only requires a webcam and it can actually capture facial stuff is outstanding on its own, right? And that it all happens online. But then the other cool thing is that it's also a previs tool. So a lot of companies, I've worked in a lot of previs companies in my life, and what we do is we work with the director and we make little animated movies of the action scenes, and then these little animated movies become the blueprints for the action scenes for those movies. And it serves a lot of things, like camera moves, even the producers can go in and they can look and they can make budgets off we have some steam coming out of that vent and we have some lights over here. You can make great educated guesses. You can even do lighting. And on a couple of movies I've worked on, we've even worked out very complicated camera moves in previs that we worked with the director of photography so that we could get that going there. So it becomes this wonderful previs tool that we can bring in environments. We can take a camera and we can do camera moves with it and animate little scenes and basically create all the previs environment in one package of software, and it works really well that way. Previously, what we would be doing is we would be doing motion capture, and then we would probably take it into Autodesk Maya and then animating it more and doing our scenes in there. Or we would be doing motion capture and taking it into the Unreal Engine and doing it there as well. This kind of like streamlines that process by eliminating that we can do that motion capture and then take it straight into this system. So it's possible that this software could become a bit of a game changer in the previs world, but we'll see how that happens. So there's that. So, all right, well, thank you guys for everything. And I don't know where else we have to do. So that's what we have. Yeah, so thank you.